As we look towards Pokemon Legends ZA, a lot of people are expecting us to receive a new Mega Evolution for Charizard, specifically Mega Charizard Z. But you took it upon yourself and made a new Mega Charizard for every letter in the alphabet. So today, let's rank them.
That is a Mega Charizard F for fire. It is a Charizard that is no longer a flying type, so he's just on the ground.
Which is cool.
Ground things.
And then just like in Gen 1 fashion, it does have a lot of those, like, I guess just like tacked on flames, right? It's not really part of its anatomy.
I tried to make it like as Gen 1 flame looking, like, because Pokemon has like a very specific way of doing fire that doesn't look anything like fire, but they seem to be really into doing that.
It's like a Moltres or Rapidash. I like this one a lot.
Very Moltres-y.
This one reminds me of, like, I always thought, I'm like, Charmeleon would be so interesting to see like an official Charmeleon evolution that's not Charizard, where it actually is more red and maybe uses, it looks a little bit more like a I guess like a
lizard or a worm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Salamander.
Just like it doesn't gain flight, I guess is as the gimmick. So I love this one a lot. This one kind of reminds me of that. I would put it in A tier. I like it a lot. I honestly think this, what is this, S form? The Sky form?
That is C for Cloud. It is the exact same as the Fire one, but the other way around.
Yes.
So this is Charizard who's just Flying type, no Fire.
I think I'd put this in S tier, not gonna lie.
Really?
I think it's really, really good. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me just pull up a larger image so people can like actually see what this is. I think it's such a great design.
It should be near the bottom somewhere.
And it's simple. And again, I'm not really looking at this as like a mega. I'm looking at this as it kind of looks like a griffin. You give it these like bird claws in the front. It just,
I tried to make it kind of yellow and bluish because that seems to be quite a common coloring among flying types.
Kind of looks like
it's
got like Dragonite's color scheme. I don't know. I think it's so cool.
I think
this is so cool.
Probably the quickest one I did because the concept was really simple.
It looks like a Pokemon to me. It doesn't look like a Mega. It's not this crazy thing. It looks just like, it just looks like a regional form
but, like,
of some
it still
sort.
has Charizard's face. Like, it's very differently shaped, but you can still kind of tell it's a Charizard.
Yeah, I think this one's an S tier for me. This next one, what is this? Let's see where.
That is Mega Charizard D for Dark. It is specifically based off of the dragon at the end of Sleeping Beauty.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I can definitely see that. This one's a little. This one's a little thick for me. I'd probably put it in D tier if we're being dramatic. I think these are all great. Just for the record, these are all great. But I'm gonna be
honestly, that's
if I got the whole thing to work with.
The color scheme carries that one a lot. Also, I do quite like the horns, but like, out of all of them, it's definitely one of the less giving ones. You know?
Yeah, it's just it's like you got the spikes of Mega Charizard X, but it's just not doing it much for me.
It's just regular Charizard, but like a bit pointier and Maleficent colors.
Here we'll do. Let me I'm trying to think how I can go in order. But yeah, so next we have what is this? Mega Charizard F for fighting.
No, that's Mega Charizard K for karate.
Okay.
I was running out of letters to make sense, and Charizard has some fighting moves that I wanted to use.
Yeah. Seismic toss.
Karate, sure.
That's what it should have been. Seismic toss, but that doesn't make sense with karate.
S. Nah, because then that would take over Scarlet, and Scarlet and Violet had to exist.
So I was just
watching.
I have
like a whole little diagram for this.
Yeah. So again, these are all great, but if I'm looking at them critically, I think the fighting element of a Charizard form, I don't think it'd be throwing punches because it has such small arms.
That's fair.
I think it would. I do like that you made the wing shorter.
If anything.
What is it?
I'd probably be kicking if anything because it has quite. I mean, this one specifically has quite well built legs.
Or it could use its tail.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right. So that is my main criticism with it, but I do like the coloration. I do like how you use the blue in a different way.
Honestly, I struggled with this one a lot because one of the things I don't like doing that I did do with this design is I gave it clothes.
Yes.
I really hate Pokemon clothes. It's why I had beef with Cinderace when it first came out.
Totally.
Like, because it looks like it's just a rabbit in a football kit.
Yeah.
And I kind of did that with this one. Because, I mean, fighting type is such a hard one.
It is.
To do, especially when it's not designed with it.
Yeah, it's either based on... I think most fighting types just are based on one type of fighting.
Yeah,
right?
Like, pretty much all of them are just, like, martial art Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's, like, a couple of outliers, but most of
them
maybe
if fighting type is, like, a secondary type, it's just because like they have a certain prowess or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so
most of them are primary fighting, and they are like
Yeah.
built from the ground up to be a fighting Pokemon. They're
Yeah.
usually also like man-shaped quadrupeds.
Yeah.
Not quadrupeds, hominids.
The more I look at this, I think I actually am starting to appreciate it a little bit more. I think when I look at it as a Charizard, I'm like, I don't like it. But the more I look at it, it's kind of giving me Kangaroo, which is helping me like it a little bit more.
I think I was having Breloom-related inspiration.
Yeah, Breloom.
And I was also thinking of other ways I could implement the fire into its design. So I went with like the blazing fists, you know.
I'm imagining it almost like shadow boxing, where like it'll throw a punch, but it's not really connecting the punch. Really what's happening is like it's a burst of fire, almost like fire bending, right?
Yeah,
shooting
literally
out at the Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
I'm actually and I like its face as well. I'm starting, so this is warming up on me a little bit. I'd actually probably put this in maybe C or B, maybe like low
That's
B.
fine.
No, I'm gonna put it in high C right now. So okay, that's good. This one's also really good. This is another.
That one also took me barely any time.
Yeah,
That
which one is this called?
Mega Charizard S for Scarlet.
Okay.
Because it is a past paradox.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Beautiful colors. I love the face. You even have like the feathers or like the scales.
Those show up on a lot of the past paradox designs.
Totally.
Like just little. I think I mostly based this off of Walking Wake.
Yeah.
But they have a tendency to have these like really kind of obnoxiously bright colors.
Yeah.
And almost all of them have yellow eyes with like some kind of pupil.
Yeah.
Color.
It's beautiful. Even the tail is like the flame on the tail is even drawn uniquely to give it like a separate identity. So I really like that as well. Yeah, honestly,
it's
this
based
is
off of Quetzalcoatlus, which is a pterodactyl.
Yeah, I think this one is either A or C. I like it more than the first Charizard we did. It's real. I don't know. It's really, really good. It does obviously looks like a
beauty
alpha.
And simplicity. I like a lot of more simple designs.
Totally. Let's do here. I'm just kind of jumping all over the place, but let's do
You're good.
The ones at the top are way too epic. Actually, do I have to rank these as well as kind of like a baseline?
I mean, if
Mega Charizard Y.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to use the Sugimori art, but it annoyed me that they weren't in the same art style, so I just redrew them.
I like that. I was watching the video and I actually was like, this is so thoughtful that she actually went and drew these Pokemon in her own art style, because it actually
like
it
if
allows
they
them
hadn't
all
matched,
to...
it would have annoyed me so much.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to cope. Frankly.
Yeah. So I don't like Mega Charizard Y. I actually like your depiction of it, or you're making me like it a little bit more. I don't like it in game, but this looks pretty cool, where its wings are almost like a protective barrier.
Yeah.
I'll put it in D tier. And then Mega
I really
Charizard.
like Charizard Y for a similar reason I like Noivern. It's like a more realistic dragon shape, because it's like with Pokemon Charizard X, like that thing couldn't fly. Let's be honest.
It's got like yeah.
It's a little bit dumpy. I love it, but with like Charizard Y, it has like this big long tail and these giant wings that like I think could probably work maybe.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the idea with these two Pokemon is that like, and I'm pretty sure this applies to all of the different Mega Evolutions, they either focus on a dormant gene in their evolutionary line. And for Mega Charizard Y, it's like, its history, which is like flight. It's like almost taking that flying attribute and really bringing it to the max, it's becoming Mega. And that's why you see it like focusing so much on flight, where Mega Charizard X is almost like this like artificial influence.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like
there was that theory that it has two Mega Stones, because there's like the natural one and then the man-made one, and Mewtwo had the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that was a good one.
Yeah, and so that makes sense to me, but I also think it could just be interpreted as like its dragon gene is becoming, what's actually activated. Same thing with Mega Mewtwo X, where it's like the human genes are becoming more dominant. But honestly, in your depiction of these, I actually like Mega Charizard Y a little bit more. In our other tier lists, I ranked
I mean, I'm also quite biased because I do prefer that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like most things, I just don't like it in its 3D art. I'm actually going to bump this
yeah,
up a little
that's
bit
fair.
more. And I'm going to put X probably in C as well.
Nice.
But let's move on to where else? What else do we got in here? Oh, this one's cool. So this is like the future paradox.
Yes, that's Mega
This is
Charizard
cool.
Violet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally just a case of take Charizard,
Yeah.
but make it future.
It looks so not like Charizard, but I guess
Yeah.
it looks like Mega Charizard X. Like the wings look like they're from Mega
Yeah,
Charizard
that's
X.
fair.
I don't know if that was
I
on
had
purpose
to
or not.
like make. They're based off of the wings that Iron Moth has.
Yeah.
Because like obviously I can't really. Charizard itself is very much so an organic creature. Like it
Yeah.
has like all of the like curves you'd expect. Like you can see the musculature underneath. Like it all makes sense.
That's true.
Like so turning that into a robot
Yeah.
was kind of a challenge. Like I had to figure out a way to make it fly, so I ended up just doing a Miraidon and making its legs into jet
Yeah.
engines. And
Which
then
I
the
like
tail
that.
is the exhaust.
It
Thank you.
reminds me of what is it called? Iron Jugulis?
Yeah, the
The
Hydreigon.
Hydreigon? Yeah.
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 The one thing I did with this design that is not canon to the Paradox Pokemon, which annoyed me, is it has two different colors of the like glowy bit. So it
Yeah.
has like the yellow along the
Oh, I
belly
didn't even
and then
see
the blue
that.
in the wings.
Yeah.
And none of the other ones have that. So that was just a case of me going like, well, I guess I'm just gonna do it for my one. But like
This is my art. I can do what I want.
yeah. But, like,
My
the
whole
fact that I
theory
had to bend the rules like that a bit is like, oh well.
my whole theory with that is that yeah, you're right. So each future Paradox Pokemon has like this glowing aura, this glowing plasma within it. And I think I haven't done a full theory on this, but I'm pretty sure I see that as like they have a like each Pokemon has a plasma within it that's like fueled by some sort of like type, which is also like a type of like infinity energy that's fueling it as a robot, right? And I think most of them make sense. Even like the poison type on Iron, what is it? Iron Moth, right? Isn't it? It's fire poison, right?
Yes, I think Iron Moth is.
Like I look at that as like it's
Yes.
yeah. So like it's solar energy, and then the energy aspect of it. The solar is the fire type, but the energy that it gets transformed into is like is usually represented by like poison type. Like I think of like Eternatus is a poison type, and it's poison type because it's like fossil fuel, right? You have what is it called? Varum is a poison type, but that's because it has like an oil or power source within it. So that's kind of how I think about that. So that's interesting. So this would have what I'm saying is this would have two different energy sources.
I think I made it fire electric, which is a
That's
very
cool.
strange combo. So I guess it would just be like electricity that's sort of working to the point that it's creating a spark. Kind of like how you get those lighters that like work, like you can USB charge them.
Yeah.
And then using electricity you can
to
like
turn
light
to
stuff
make
with them.
fire. Yeah.
Like just a current of electricity that's
To create
producing
heat.
flame.
I like that. And then the blue is like the plasma. That's awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this
I
one,
guess.
I will say, yeah, I don't know. It is cool because it's a future paradox, but for whatever reason, it's not grabbed me the same. I put it in the C tier.
I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
future paradox mons in general.
Oh,
So
okay. I think the ones that are great
is
are like great.
obligatory. Yeah, I kind of like Iron Moth, and I think Jugulus could have been cooler if they'd gone a bit further with the design. I just don't think that the designs are interesting enough to really warrant them existing. Iron Valiant, that one's cool.
Yeah.
I'll give
Iron Valiant's
Valiant.
probably
That's
one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like with the paradox, the past ones are so cool because you get a whole new silhouette.
Yeah,
It looks like a completely
it's
different
like,
Pokemon. It
what
looks
if
like
this
an
but
evolution.
dinosaur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the future ones, conceptually, it's the same thing but a robot. So it feels a little bit boring. But
it's
I
like,
do think when you look at them, they are a lot different.
If they'd made it a robot like that had some kind of function, I don't know. I think that could be cooler. Like just take the idea of it being robot like a little bit further rather than just like have you ever played Horizon Zero Dawn?
No. But yeah, I know what you're saying. They're
it's
like creatures
dinosaurs but like made into robots and like the sort of giraffe brachiosaurus guy is like just this mobile communications dish. So it has this giant head
Wow.
thing that you can stand on, and
Yeah.
it's like a platform. But like, just have function. It's a robot for a reason. What's the reason? Why was this made?
I know. I wish we got more lore. I wonder if they're gonna give it to us in the future.
I doubt it, but I
Yeah.
hope so.
Moving on to the next. I guess we gotta save this one for last. The Mega Charizard Z. This one's cool. Explain to me this one.
I
water
wanted
type.
to do more types, so it's just a water one.
Is it W?
Yes. Mega
Okay.
Charizard W for water.
Yeah.
It's a Charizard where the flame has had to sort of shift up its back, but it still has same rules where if the flame goes out, it dies.
Oh wow.
So it will like put that in a bubble,
Yeah.
so it can dive. Yeah, it's just a water Charizard.
And it kind of the flame doubles as like a jetpack, and I like how the
Yeah,
pose
and it can like superheat the water around it too.
That's cool.
So
That's
that's
really
cool
cool.
stuff.
That's how hot it
Yeah.
is. That's honestly really
Yeah.
cool. Because it's true. It's like fire should be able to like overpower water if it's hot enough, because it'll just
Yeah.
evaporate. I love that your pose for this makes it look like it's diving in the air for flight, but also diving in the water. I think that's so great.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And even
I think I wanted some more variation in my poses because most of them are just them like standing in
Just
front of the
Charizard.
camera, just generic Charizard pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
breathing fire to
So
the
it's like
right.
variety.
Yeah.
Let's have
No,
a look
this
at
is
the back
really
because
great.
I mean, there's like more stuff going on in the back than the front on this one
Yeah.
anyway. So like the belly is just kind of, I imagine, just
Yeah.
yeah.
As a Charizard, I think the design is really cool and it's creative, but as a Charizard, it's still like just kind of like a little mid for me. So I'd still put it
fair.
in like C tier. Not that it's bad.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I think all of my designs are fine, but some of them are better than others.
Yeah, I
And
think that's-
this is like a solid mid.
It's very humble. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
real of you. Very based. Right. This one's sick.
Based off
Oh,
this
so this
knowledge.
is yeah, this one's really cool. It's basically what did you say? It was like an
This
elemental.
is Mega Charizard U.
Yeah.
U is for Ultra Beast.
Yes, yes.
So a lot of the Ultra Beasts are incredibly weird in that like they take a concept and turn it into a Pokemon. Like with Kartana, it is a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. And Stakataka, it's like a bunch of bricks. But so I took that and I was like, what if Charizard was just fire?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that would be super feasible in the actual Pokemon world because Pokemon have to have some level of tangibility, I guess, unless they're ghosts. So maybe not. But
No, this is so cool.
so yeah, the idea is it's literally just like a moving ghost thing of flame that takes
Yeah.
shape, and like the
And-
eyes maybe could be like actual crystals. Like maybe the eyes are what the Pokemon is,
Sure.
because
It's like
those
the
are like
embers
just
or something.
yeah, like
This is
they're
so
very
cool.
much so there.
And it lines up with what we've seen with the Gigantamax Charizard. Right? Where it's like entire like it doesn't even have wings anymore. Its wings are just made of fire. This is like what
Yeah.
if the whole body
Like
is
it
made
just
of fire.
it just is fire.
Yeah.
And I liked the idea of having the top of the head be completely detached from the rest of it because
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be connected. So it's like the neck is also the bottom jaw. And Ultra Beasts also just have a way of looking really horrifying, which I love.
They almost don't
Wanted to
even
add a
look
little
like
bit of the
Pokemon like
cursedness.
on
Yeah.
purpose.
That's why they're so fun.
Yeah. Or they won't
they're
have
really fun to
faces,
create
so
for.
you're like, what am I really looking at? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I understand why a lot of people weren't super keen on them when we first got them because they are kind of difficult to have that like immediate Pokemon connection, you know?
Yeah. Which is the
when
charm
you
of a
look at it-
Pokemon that they're
Yeah.
designed to look like,
Yeah.
something friendly. I put this in B tier. I love it. I want more Ultra Beasts. Yeah. I think just inherently though, the design of like just fire being an Ultra Beast. I mean, yeah.
Just fire.
I wonder like what it would look like in its like dormant phase. Like if it actually would just like
Again,
reduce
I
to
like
nothing
the idea that it's just like like the
Just-
two gems in its eyes are just
Yeah.
like
perpetually.
clacked to the ground, like in
Yeah.
Steven Universe. Like,
Yeah.
these are just gems.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So then we got this is another awesome one. So what's the typing on this? What is this called?
This is the first one I did. It is Mega Charizard E for Earth. It is a ground type Charizard. So
Beautiful.
pretty much the first thing I did when I was planning out what I was doing was I went through Charizard's move list, and
That's
I
smart.
built a bunch of megas around what it gets. Yeah. And I was like, okay, ground type. I guess it's burning from below, kind of like how the planet works. So like the bottom of it kind of represents the core, and then the top is like the cooled outer shell. And it's like the flames are sort of traveling up from below to become the wings. And yeah,
this is so cool. And it's a really simple concept, but I like how you change the proportions of it. It still has the Charizard face, but its legs are so beefy. It's hunched over like a raptor. And then the wings are just suggested, but they're just flames.
Yeah, like this thing can't fly. Let's be real.
No. It could jump really high though. I bet.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
is one where it has to consciously take away the flying top. Hey, for real?
This is S tier. So cool. This is like what I like.
People didn't react super well to this one. Thank you.
Really? What do you mean?
That wasn't anything negative. That just wasn't anything strong. Like,
oh no, this is
just
sick.
like.
I think the design is it's too obvious. Like this is what I want Mad Cargo to evolve into.
Imagine if Mad Cargo actually just did become like a raptor guy.
I've seen so much, not so much, but there's a couple like Fakemon evolutions for Mad Cargo where it like just gets, it's like, it's always just been a slug with a head, and then it evolves into like a man with a head, or like it could evolve into anything. It just needs to, like, the body just needs to be fleshed out.
Ooh, you know what? A Mad Cargo Gudra fusion would go hard.
That would be cool.
I should draw that.
All right, so this is S tier. We already ranked this one. This is another S tier.
Yeah, we did this one. Get out of here.
This one is another one that I might say is S tier. I think it has it has too many details. So part of me is like, well, I guess it feels like a Mega. This is the speed form, right? This is Mega Charizard S.
This is Q.
Q for quickness.
Because S was Scarlet again. S. There's a lot of ones that would have suited S, but they got taken. So I had to be creative with the words.
It's so
cool. This one, unlike the I actually came up with the concept for this one first. I didn't draw it first, so.
Okay.
We currently have Charizard X, which I think was a physical attacker, X and then Y was a mixed.
Yeah.
So this one was fully going to
fully to speed.
One was a special, one was a mix. This one is full physical. So I looked into I looked into what the best physical move Charizard gets is, and I think it was Wild Charge.
Okay.
Wait. The Fire type Wild Charge.
Flare Blitz.
That one. So the concept of it is that it is super fast.
Yeah.
And it like reads itself in flame and uses its own body as a battering ram.
So cool.
So it's like super high on attack, super high on speed.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's like Flare Blitz embodied.
Yeah.
I will say when I was
give it an ability to reduce damage it takes from self damage inflicting moves too.
When I was watching your video and you were setting that up just like you did now, I honestly thought, because you go, oh, it's quickness and it's Flare Blitz, I was like, oh, so this is the specialty in speed. But you're saying it's the specialty in physical attack.
Yeah, kind of both.
Okay.
Because I don't know, it has to like battering ram itself into people to cause damage, which means it has to be going
it looks like an arrow
of speed. So
like this looks like it looks like a bow and arrow, which is speed, but also that's physical attack.
Like it's designed to look aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's so cool. And then even that
it's really fast.
Its wings like go forward. You would think that they could also fold back, to get like, or maybe just fold up really nicely. So when it's landed on the ground, it looks like it would actually be on all fours as well, which is cool.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's cute. I don't know. It's like a How to Train a Dragon.
Yeah, very toothless.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'd put it in S tier because it is super. I don't know if it was on a listen.
It's a really simple design, I think, but like I did kind of go a bit over the top with some of the extra details just to make it. I'm not saying they're bad.
I'm talking about person. This is all personal preference. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I think though, if I saw this on all fours, and it looks like Salamence, I think it'd bump up to S tier.
That's fair.
That's kind of my thought process. I put this in A. Actually, top of A. And what else do we got? There's a lot more of these than I thought there'd be. We did this one.
Sorry.
This one's cool. So this is like your primal Charizard.
Yeah.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
For a bunch of these, I literally just went through gimmicks that exist. There was going to be a Blood Moon one, but then Biblically Accurate happened instead. Yeah. So this is like Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, except the Charizard version.
Yeah.
Like you can see the little
I can see the Groudon
on
in
its knees. Yeah, like this is definitely much more Groudon than Kyogre because it's like a fire type and Primal Groudon is a fire type. So
sure.
I guess you could say it's like a fusion of those two. But then I also wanted to give it a little bit of Rayquaza in their head piece.
And with the tail. I see it.
Yeah. I tried to do it a little bit with the eyes for Kyogre, but like I think I kind of didn't do a great job with that one.
No, I think it's really cool. It's definitely a full-on fusion of all these different things. Like I'm trying to think of how it would exist in the world, and I think Primal would probably be reserved for like a lot of legendary
like there's no
Pokemon.
way they give that to like regular Charizard.
Like Primal Butterfree. Honestly, I would want to see a Primal Cherim. That'd be pretty nice.
Primal Caterpie
or Cherubi.
I'd be here for that.
Yeah. I'm feeling C tier.
This is the one in the vote that did way better than I thought it would. I think this one ended
it's
up
just
being
like
like
epic.
top 4 for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's one of my least favorite that I made. I think it's about the color scheme I'm not super huge on.
Yeah. There's nothing about it that's bad. It's just like it feels like it feels like its identity is of it's just Groudon. It's just Groudon Charizard.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it's not personally for me.
Yeah.
Even though I made it.
I was watching your poll, and like everyone was like all the epic
people
ones.
seem to really like this one.
That's what people liked.
This is the one that surprised me.
I don't know. We talked about it earlier on the Patreon episode, but like I like the Pokemon that feel like they'd be your buddies in real life. Like to me, I'm like, this isn't a Pokemon because it can't hang out of my.
I don't want to be anywhere near that.
This is the devil, right? But like then you got
that, you would die.
Like this thing. I want to hang out with this thing.
Little fellow.
I would ride this thing.
Imagine
all over my
you give him like little head scritches. He'd love it.
It started like kicking its foot.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, this one. This is
speaking of friends.
Yes.
Mega Charizard O for orange. I just wanted to do a cute one.
No, it's so cute. That makes sense too.
I couldn't think of anything for
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I couldn't think of anything for O, so I just wrote like orange smiley face kind of as a joke. And then I just went for it.
Yeah.
I think it's cute. Crossing. He's got beans.
Yeah, little toe beans. I didn't even notice the toe beans. It's cute. This is honestly really cute. I don't understand how this would work with like a mega.
No,
it's like
neither.
It's like what are we doing?
This is in the stupid category. It's like with the Pikachu and the normal one.
But
it's just there for fun.
It's cute. Where would I rank it? Probably like B. B for half of a B is like an O. Yeah, Badorable. Yeah, I like that. Badorable. It's Badorable. This one's so cool. This one is a different art style. We talked. So this is N. Mega Charizard N.
It is a lizard with wings and a match strap to its butt.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's normal. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like this one. Yeah. Yeah. It is tough to see because it is in a different art style.
Yeah, this one is very much so a meme. I just kind of felt like drawing a lizard. So I like
the concept, right? Like if Charizard had a more basic evolution.
This is like more what I think a Charmander would look like in real life. If it was also really underwhelming.
It really is just a Charizard. This is I'm
a big fan of stupid looking lizards.
Yeah. For the meme,
his eyes ain't pointing the same way. I no thoughts, head empty. Very
no. I think it's cool. I love. It's not just It's not just a lizard. It's like it's a lizard, but then it's like it's got the dumb joke of a match being taped to its tail. Yeah. Like it's funny. It is thoughtful. I like it. But for the drama of this video of ranking an artist's Pokemon and their designs, can I give it an F? I mean, is that because it's like
oh, my heart, my poor heart. I put my heart and soul into that little man, and he does not deserve an F tier. He doesn't know what F tier is, but that's not the point.
It's disrespectful to give him an F tier because he doesn't know what it is. I'm talking down to him. I'm being condescending to the little.
Like, you're just a little F tier, aren't you?
I know.
Yes, you are.
That's so funny. Yeah, you don't know what I'm saying. He's just. Yeah, he has like dog attributes.
He's just happy to be here.
This is another cool one. This is so cool. This is Mega Charizard.
For Rock.
Oh, for Rock. For Raid Shadow Legends.
That was the joke.
Yeah.
So that was the Raid Shadow Legends video.
This is so cool. This is like regional Charizard. I love this.
Yeah, so again, this is a Charizard has some rock type moves, so it has to have a rock type Mega Evolution. And I also really like the idea because regular Charizard is quad weak to rock. That this guy just absolutely hates his own kind and just like yeets boulders at people with his tail. Like he's a catapult. he likes to pick up the rocks and then just pew,
Yeah.
like does a front flip and just throws them.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's a really cool Pokemon, and you added a lot of attributes that don't even exist with Charizard. But it also kind of reminds me of like the clone Charizard. It reminds me of like an armored Charizard, right? There's some really cool things in here.
He has a higher defense stat than normal. He also is not a good flyer.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He's quite
Maybe he could glide. It's like a gargoyle, you know?
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
That's cool.
One of my and I have to commission this. I gotta get this art done. But like one of my favorite ideas for like a Shelgon evolution, or like maybe like a regional Salamence, is that like Bagon always jumps off of rock cliffs to harden its head.
To fly.
And I like the idea of it. Like it's like, what would happen if it never learned how to fly? And it just became the rock type that like it's surrounded with.
It just became a really hard Bagon.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, and then there's like a psychological layer there where it's like he's like so tough mentally because he like never achieved.
He's like,
his
nah,
dreams,
I gave up on that guy. Years
so
ago.
he's like a grumpy cave dragon. So this
he's like the like grizzled guy at the corner of the bar, like with the cigarette.
Exactly.
Like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy. That guy died years ago.
Yeah. It's like Darth Vader lying about his identity. So this one's sick. I am a little. Honestly, I want to put it in S tier again. This is just like, I love it. I think it's so cool.
Bro.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not hyping you up. Like, I think these are just.
You're definitely hyping me up.
I like dragons. I'm a little boy. And I like dragons and I like dinosaurs. And it's just like, if this existed, so cool. So cool.
Yay. Thank you.
Okay, what's next? There really are a lot of this. Real quick, I just want to thank our channel supporters as well as our Patreon members. Our mythical tier supporters are Sully the Skeleton, Trash Panda, Ryan, Cornet Highlander, Case, and Candace Wendy's. I really appreciate all of you guys. We all appreciate all of you guys. I'm speaking on behalf of Soul and Lumi. And our Arceus tier supporters are Young Smokey, SEH Art Gold, and Hayes again. Huge shout out to you guys. And of course, this show would not be possible without our Game Freak Incorporated tier supporters and members, Bramtastic and Drogain. Speechless. You guys really keep this show going. And Drogain, I see you've been supporting us for over a year now, which is mind-boggling. Little update. I've been seeing some rumors, some comments on some of our videos. People are thinking that the band is breaking up. The podcast is breaking up. That's not happening. That is the last thing. That's the last thing that's happening, right? I feel like we're stronger than ever, and we've been enjoying the fact that there's not a lot of news, and what it does is it allows us to kind of go back into our deep archive of ideas and start fleshing out interesting podcasts that excite us, that we hope excite you guys, right? Soul right now is in Italy for the next 2 months, and while he is just traveling there, like while he's just getting set up there, me and Lumi have been doing some fun podcasts, but I've also taken up work with guests that we've wanted to have on the podcast for a long time. Like this is all an additional, right? All these guest episodes are all additional to what we typically do on Tuesday. We always record on Tuesday. You guys get the episodes on Thursday. But I've been recording on Saturday. It's Saturday right now. I record on Saturday. I record on a Sunday, a Thursday. And I get these additional episodes ready for you guys, so you guys can just have a random Saturday episode. So expect those, and it's also a ton of fun because we get to actually work with some of your favorite creators. But yeah, let me just cut the head off of that rumor right there. The podcast is not ending. We are thriving, and if you want to support us, you can do so. You can become a Patreon supporter or become a YouTube channel member and support us financially, or you can subscribe and share our podcast in your Pokemon group chat, right? In your Pokemon Discord channel or group chat or whatever, right? Share us. Let more people find us. We are growing very rapidly, and we're having a ton of fun doing this. I hope you guys are along for the ride. If you want to be part of history, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Now back to the video, back to the podcast. So this is cool. This is a Charizard V for
Charizard
Venusaur.
L.
L.
L
Okay.
for leaf. V had
L
to be
for
violet.
leaf. Okay.
Yeah.
This is becoming a running joke.
He's got leaves on him.
Yeah, it's cool. and yeah, I like how the silhouette is different where you have it's got 6 wings essentially. Color's really cool.
Again, it's very based off of Venusaur and how, because like I didn't want to totally copy the Venusaur concept, but then I kind of struggled to not do that.
I'm almost feeling like part of me is almost like it's too on the nose, but I actually do think it is appropriate, and it has the same color palette. It would be grass poison, I would imagine.
Yeah. We'll probably have to have flying in there somewhere. Look, I don't even know if it can fly, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of it was, do you know the animation Lunala makes when it uses Moongeist Beam?
Yeah, where it turns into
flies into the sky and then turns into a moon and then just.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that,
Solar
but
Beam.
from its back was the plan for Solar Beam. Like it'll fly into the sky, absorb a bunch of light from the front, and then just shoot that at the back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think this is a great design, and I like plants, so this is great.
I enjoy plants.
I think I think mechanically, even you just describing it, I'm like, does it really work like that? And I don't think the design commits to that, but I do.
Yeah. I mean, I only have one half to show, and I can't. Unfortunately, I can't animate everything. I wish I could.
Wow, that's kind of lazy.
I know.
You can't animate and
really
make multiple poses for 26 Pokemon. No, I think it's great. I really do think it's great. But there's a part of me that's like, again, I don't know. I'm like, is this Charizard? Is it a regional form? I'm not really sure. You know what? I love Tropius, but I think I'm having the same mental block that I do with Tropius, where I'm like, how does it fly? Does it really fly? I don't believe the lore. I don't believe
it's like with the Servine and the legs.
Yeah.
And it's like got little leaf legs, and they're completely useless.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd probably put it in like high B or maybe A. No, I'm not gonna put it in. If I gotta be fair, B tier. Next we've got this one. We were talking about this one already. This like ghostly type. This is sick. It's not. This isn't like my preference for a Pokemon, and this. So I don't think I'm gonna rank it as high, but this is still really really cool. If it has the ghost type.
Fine, just break my heart. It's okay.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I'm not even gonna rate it. It's that bad.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Even worse than the normal one.
I can't be mean.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in probably C tier. It's just too edgy. I think if SoulSilverArt was here, this would be his S tier. He loves this kind of stuff. Now we were talking about the Ultra Beast. This one's hilarious. I love that you literally. So this is like the terrestrialization, the Terramax form, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You get classic
it's a
Charizard.
One.
Yeah, you get classic Charizard with the wings of the dragon type elemental crown. Its tail splits up, so it looks like a what do you call it? A candelabra?
It's the fire type elemental crown as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see the Terra crown.
I just took the 2 typings and like comboed those up.
This is so cool. This is cool. Obviously, it's like a gimmick though, because it's got letters in it. It spells out words.
I just thought it was.
I love it. It is. No, it is. It's great.
It's like with a lot of like the terraforms, like with the what's it called?
Ogerpon?
I can't remember the turtle. Whatever. They both have like these just sort of big sort of. I'm gonna say bombastic. I don't know if that's the right.
Yeah,
term.
they're like showy.
Yeah,
like,
they're very out there.
Where like a Mega feels like a living Pokemon, and a Gigantamax is like a giant projection of a Pokemon. This is like literally a crystalline structure that isn't supposed to be natural. So honestly, this is like, it's also tongue in cheek with like how much Game Freak loves Charizard.
Yeah, literally.
Right. This is honestly really good.
I just thought it was a cool idea, to be honest.
No, it is. I'd probably put
I think
as like a design
without the letters, but I don't know. I was having fun that day.
As a design and as art itself, I think I'd probably put it like an A tier.
Yeah.
As a Pokemon, I don't care about Terramax.
In universe, I love the way that in universe as well, because English isn't a language. Like Japanese isn't a language. Like no one would know what that says.
That's a good point, because the unknown are the English alphabet, which in Japan that's like a secret code, right?
Yeah.
But in the US, it's like, what are we doing?
Even in Japan, like the Pokemon language written down is not anything.
Yeah.
So it would just be weird shapes. Like I don't know, maybe there's a researcher.
No, that's a really good point. I like that.
Like, that's the same as the unknown, but like
I think the art is gorgeous. I really love that you included the dragon Terra crown in, like, you just made them Charizard wings. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then on the belly, I've got the little. Well, I tried to do the little like jewel in the middle of the. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is so great. And it's like classic Charizard. It really is beautiful art. Okay, I forgot this even existed. This is the ice type Charizard, ice fire type. I gotta say it. I love the face and I love its wings and I love the concept. Again, it's got a big booty. It's a little thick for me. But no, I guess it's just a long tail.
No, it's thick.
It is thick. Which I don't think that matters.
But it is also quite a long tail. I think it's less thick than it looks because a lot of its back is covered with the sheets of ice.
Sure.
But like it is quite. I don't know. It's not skinny.
No, I think this is a beautiful design. Even the muzzle, like the face, is so cool. This is what I wanted when we originally saw when we heard we were gonna get like an ice type dragon in Baxcalibur. This is what I wanted, and this is not what we got. Baxcalibur is like a pinhead.
I have personal beef with Baxcalibur. I do not like that Pokemon.
Yeah, it's nuts. Honestly, I gotta give this another S tier. This is so cool. I just like all the elemental ones because you do such a great job of just like making Charizard feel like a new Pokemon. Right.
Thank you.
Where I mean, obviously, and I think the issues I have with these other ones is that they're not issues. It's great art, but they're basically just
you're good.
It's like this gimmick, make it a mega, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a conflict there, but I know I think this is the coolest Pokemon. This is so cool.
Yeah, I think
this one's cool.
Coolest because it's ice.
This is the chillest Charizard. This one is. That's it. I don't have anything else. This one is cool too. This one feels like a Dragon Tails dragon. This is the fairy type.
Yeah, this is the fairy type one. It's literally I did the ice one, and I was like, okay, so that's a cool like anti-dragon Charizard. I might as well do a fairy one to go with it.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a magical girl.
Yeah.
I also needed something to fill in M, so magical.
I like that it still has Charizard's like chunkiness, like it's very round. And I like how it like
similar proportions. I tried to make it like a little bit more rounded because it's meant to, like a lot of fairy types are sort of very friendly looking.
Yeah.
So lots of sort of smooth rounded shape language. There's like little bits of points at the end, so it still has like a little bit of edge going on.
A little edgy.
Yeah.
No, this is cool. Again, it's not really. I think it's definitely very fairy girl. What'd you call it?
Yeah.
Like power. What'd you call it?
It's like
fairy girl.
It's kind of based off of like jewelry almost.
It's
like got sort of gold accents along it, and then the inside of the wings are like butterfly.
Yeah.
But also kind of like
they're
when
like
you get
reflecting
the sort of
refracting
pearlescent,
scales. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of.
No, I know
like
what you're
stained
saying.
glass, but like the jewelry version of like cheap kids jewelry.
Sure.
Sort of what I was going for.
And you could tie that in with
Gen 6 vibes.
Charizard's heat, as if it's like bending glass.
Yeah.
Right. If you think of this more of like a crystalline glass structure, like that actually takes it up a huge notch for me because it's not just like bug wings. It's like it makes sense. It's elemental and it makes sense with Charizard and what that actually is. I'd probably put this in like high B.
Yeah, because I didn't want to make it too bug typey.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
No.
And I don't want another Flygon situation. I do not have room to give it 3 types.
Dude, I forgot about this one. So this is like
Charizard A.
Cosmic.
Astral.
Okay.
Officially is what that is. It's just a case of like, it's the start. So how does the universe start? The universe started as like a galaxy and then it built from there.
Yeah.
Very, very cosmic, very, I don't know. People like Galaxy. I felt like doing Galaxy that day. Like,
yeah.
It's nice colors. It's sparkly. It's kind of cosmic horror-y in the like blue mouth and the eyes and like the pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I think
This one's also kind of Ultra Beasty.
I was gonna say Ultra Beast makes sense, and also even like it doesn't really make sense, but like the textures on its flame wings do remind me of the Future Paradox a little bit, even though it's the wrong effect, and it doesn't make sense as a Future Paradox. It reminds me of that. This one's pretty cool. It's a little too edgy for me.
Similar way.
Yeah,
that's fair.
A little too edgy. Again, I don't care for edgy that
I have
much.
other ones that I prefer, but I like the sort of concept of it, and I think that one was voted fan favorite.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's nuts. It's obviously the rock type or the flying type one. All right, which one should we do last?
We got in that one.
Oh, dude. Okay, so this is biblically accurate Charizard.
Yes, it is.
Is this B? No, this is V.
No, that's B.
It's B. Okay.
So yeah, the reason that one didn't make it to the top is because it had to fight A quite early on.
That's true.
An A1. It was quite close though.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
These are like they really are art pieces in themselves. I mean, it is an art piece, but I mean like but this is the kind of art where I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, there's so many details to get lost in, and I keep discovering something new, right?
Yeah, this one probably took the longest out of all of them because like on top of doing the Charizard, I then had to do the flame wheels and like figure out how that would work in a 3D space.
Yeah.
And also like with shading, because there's so many light sources on it, I needed to like figure out what I was doing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like DNA too.
Complex lad.
It is complex. So if we're on my personal preference tier list, right? It's I'm like, is this an actual Pokemon I'm gonna train?
Oh, not even close.
Not even. So it would be lower on my list.
That's fair.
But it's
like,
gorgeous.
There's no way we would ever see anything like. I mean, we say that Eternatus exists.
Yeah, Ultra Necrozma exists.
Yeah. Oh, it is kind of giving Ultra Necrozma, isn't it?
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is cool.
Yeah. Some of these are designed to be more realistic in a Pokemon world, and some of them are just me kind of going crazy.
Yeah, like this is great.
And that's one of them.
This is a meme.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's not gonna happen ever.
But finally,
like, yeah,
finally we have Mega Charizard Z. This is what a lot of people are expecting.
This is what we're gonna get.
We're expecting we're gonna be getting something where Zygarde infuses Pokemon with its energy to create a new type of Mega Evolution. And this is a great rendition of that. You definitely infuse Zygarde throughout its body. I have actually seen a couple of these like green forms.
I've also seen a couple of Zygarde Charizards floating around. So
it's
I've
nice
had to like try and do my own thing as much as I could. I don't know how well I succeeded in that, to be honest, because again, I tried my best not to research it beforehand.
So how do in universe, how do you imagine this functions, this type of Mega Charizard Z? I'm assuming it's the cells, right? The Zygarde cells kind of like attacking or latching onto like a host Pokemon, transforming
I like the idea of corrupted Mega Stones.
Oh, that's cool
quite
too.
A lot. So kind of like how we have the theory with the whole lab made X and Y already. Like it would be another lab made one where someone just like took a bunch of Zygarde or like a core and then fused it with a Mega Stone or something.
Yeah.
And then this is what happened.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it would have like Core Enforcer as an ability or anything, or if it would be able to do anything like that, or even I don't even know what the type would be. I think I decided it was Dragon, Fire, and just completely ignored the ground aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ground, honestly, ground fire would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the ground type is supposed to be like the ecosystem.
Yeah. Honestly, I tried not to think too hard into it because I don't think it's going to happen, and Charizard Z was just kind of... I had to do it for the video.
Yeah.
It's one of those. My heart was in it once I started it, but it's not one of the ones that I was super excited about.
Yeah, I think...
That makes sense.
Yeah, so this is my final listing, but then
also because I knew other people had done it before, so...
Yeah. I think
I get super excited about ideas that I know are unique, and people are going to be like, "Oh, I haven't heard of that before." And
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on @cupofee, on YouTube, Twitch. Why did I say Twitch? I meant Twitter. Well,
Sometimes
I am technically on Twitch. I just never stream.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was going for Twitter there.
Yeah. It's not even called
YouTube,
Twitter. It's called X.
Instagram. Nah, it's Twitter. Let's be honest.
It's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter. I have a Patreon.
Yes.
That's a thing that exists.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting anything? I don't know. I have a Discord if you want to follow me there. Yeah.
Links will be in the description.
Videos. TikTok. I have one of those.
Oh yeah, that's true. Definitely.
TikTok's fun.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Phoebe. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Bye.